Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a guide to the various onion production facilities in the new Highlands Fishing Expansion from Giants for Farming Simulator 25. So yeah, this is not a guide on how to grow onions. I already put a guide out on that, so if you wanted to learn how to grow onions, that is already out for you. This is just a guide of what to do with the onions after you harvest them, essentially. I mean, obviously you can sell them, but if you wanted to produce something, what can you do? So we have two kind of production facilities available for this. There's this guy over here, which is the AS25 Onion Packer by Highlands. So you got that guy right here. And then we have the vegetable processor over here, which the vegetable processor has other recipes as well. They're not onion related, but we're going to focus just on the ones that are onion related. So on the map, you can buy, there's a vegetable processor, which if I can find it, oh, it's somewhere on here. There's a vegetable processor already placed. Let's see if I can find it. I should have looked for it before. Sawmill, Spinnery, Corey. Actually, I think it's right here. Yes, vegetable processing. So we visit this. Obviously, you can come up and you can buy this one if you wanted to use this one, or you can use your own, which I'm just going to tab back over here. So this guy right here, if we go into the build menu, go into factories, we scroll all the way down here to the Highlands Fishing stuff. Vegetable processing factory, 440,000. It's quite expensive, but yeah, there you go. And then the Highlands AS25 onion packers right here. These are much cheaper, so you can place down a few of these if you needed to. However, just one of them does work at a pretty high rate of speed, so just be aware of that. But yeah, we're also going to talk about the profitability as well as how to use these. This is not a comprehensive guide on productions. If you don't know how to use productions at all, I have guides on how to get into productions and just the basics of how productions work already out in the channel. This is just talking about these productions specifically. So here we have an endpoint for this guy, and over here is where the onions are, the packed onions are going to spawn. Now, if you set this to automatically selling, I think you're going to lose money on your onions. It'd be better just for you to sell them yourself, which means you have to kind of move the onions if you want to. You'll make a little extra profit. I honestly, well, I'll show you the profit margin on this in a second. Anyways, I honestly don't think this thing is worth it. I just think it's an extra hassle for, unless you really want packed onions. The packed onions aren't used in any other productions. You just use regular onions in the production over there, so it's not really worth it. But yep, you can see here, onions packed, 100 onions to 80 onions packed. If it was 100 to 100, I think this would be worth it, but it's not. So anyhow, does this 480 times per month. Works out pretty good. All you have to do is put onions in it. That's the only input. So if I back up here, just a big trailer full of onions. You can dump onions in there. I'm going to go ahead and activate this guy. You can see onions are going in there, all lovely, fine and dandy. And it'll start packaging those bad boys up. It holds quite a few of them. But yeah, there we go. We got that one running. Now over here, this guy, the input is going to be right on the front, and the output's over there where it's going to spawn pallets. So if I just pull up onto this, we're going to put some onions in here, which I'm just going to get us even more onions because we should probably put a bunch in here so we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, there we go. Let's just fill this guy up with some onions. Get some onions in here. As easy as that. And the vegetable factory here does, again, like I said, have some other recipes. But onions is the main thing we're going to look at here. So we'll get the onions in there, and then I'll get out of the way with the trailer. Perfect. Okay. Let me just pull this off to the side so it's out of our way. And that guy's running over there. Now we're at 0 time right now, so nothing's happening. Vegetable processor, you can make carrot soup, parsnip soup, potato soup, red beet soup, and triple soup if you'd like to. However, we're going to focus on the fried onions, which there's 4 recipes for, the onion salt and the onion soup. Now, onion salt and onion soup are pretty straightforward. Onion salt is just onions to onion salt. 100 liters of onions to 25 liters of onion salt. Onion soup, 100 liters of onions to 50 liters of onion soup. Pretty straightforward recipes there. The fried onions are all 100 onions plus some sort of oil. So 100 liters of onions plus 5 canola oil to get 28 fried onions. This is onions and olive oil, but only 3 olive oil to get 28 fried onions. Then both the rice oil and the sunflower oil are the same recipe to get your 28 fried onions. So we'll take a look at those. I'm going to put some oils in. If you have different oils, I'm going to use super strength to move these around. Normally you'd have to use like pallet forks and stuff, but just put your oils in here and they'll just go into the factory. No problem. Now, I should also note, because someone's going to ask, this is what is called a divided production. If you don't know what a divided production is, I'll quickly explain it for you. A divided production means that for productions that have more than one recipe, for example, this production facility, if you have only one of them activated, let's say we activate this one, well, it's going to run at full speed, 240 cycles of this every month. If I activate a second one, you would assume that both of these would run at 240 cycles every month since you have 2 of them running, but actually it cuts the productivity of both of them in half because there's 2 productions running. If I add a third one, these are each only going to run at a third of their capacity. If I add a fourth one, each only at a fourth. If I add a fifth and a sixth, now we're only each running each of these at a sixth of their capacity. So just be aware of that. But yeah, once you get all the productions in, Then you just kind of wait until they spawn out, and then you can sell them off. So if we go over here, onions, packed onions are going to go first for sure. We're going to get some of these first out of here. These things are quite quick because this thing produces quite a few of them. And it should be 2,000 liters per pallet. And there we go. 2,000 liters of onions per pallet. Or packed onions, I guess I should say. So there, we already got one out there. And another one will spawn here very shortly. Again, it's a pretty quick process. Only a couple hours, you're going to get those all packed up for you. But yeah, if we slow that back down and we come over here, we probably won't have anything spawned because, yeah, this thing takes a lot longer. You can see all the different productions down there in the bottom right-hand corner, all the things we're trying to produce, the onion soup, onion salt, and fried onions, which the fried onions will be done first. So if we fast forward some time here, we'll get some fried onions out. There we go, 1,000 liters. Got a nice pallet of fried onions. What we're going to do now is we're going to deactivate all these guys, so it'll hopefully speed up the process of the other two, based on what I explained about how these guys work. There we go. We got a couple pallets of different things. I'm just going to fast forward us. There we go. We're in the next day. I fast forward a little too much, but that's okay. So, got our fried onions. There they are, ready to go. Yeah, crisp onions. Then here we have our, what do we have here? Onion salt, and then here we have our onion soup. So, that's all set, good to go, and you can sell those for a tidy profit. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the profitability. Is it actually worth using this stuff here? So here we go. Got my profitability chart. I'm doing all this based on normal economy mode. Here are the values I'm using on this screen right here. And then in production other here, it shows that the onion packer, it doesn't matter if it's divided or not because there's only one production recipe. And the vegetable processing plant is divided. So if we take a look at the onion packer first because it's more simplified. You're putting in onions, 480 cycles per month. The input amount is 100 onions per cycle. $54.50 is what those onions would be worth if you sold them separately. And then 80 liters of packed onions, what we're getting out, which those are worth $60.72. And the profit per cycle is about $5.72. And that's including the fact that this costs $240 a month to run. So that's all included in there, which means you're going to make about $2,745 a month extra in profit if you're putting 48,000 liters of onions through. So on your 48,000 liters of onions, you could sell those, the 48,000 liters of onions. If you look at the value in here, you could sell those onions for, if you sold them at the best time, those 48,000 liters of onions would sell for $26,000. Okay? Now, instead of getting $26,000, if you sold them as packed onions using the value in here, you would get $29,000. So, I don't think it's really worth it. You're only getting a couple thousand more for a lot more work. So I really don't think it's worth it. If you want to do it, sure, there it is. You can do it easy peasy. But if not, yeah, it is what it is. Now, if we take a look up here, we have different recipes for the fried onions. Now, the fried onions for various oil types, this is what we're looking at for the cost of the oil and the onions if you were to sell those things separately instead of put them in here. And this is the profit we get per cycle, which is pretty good. Or excuse me, that's the output value. The profit per cycle right here is pretty good, and it's pretty balanced across all of them. Technically, olive oil is the best or most profitable, but they're all pretty close. So you're not going to lose a lot of money. And they're all right about $10,000 a month if you're making these. Now, obviously, you can't combine them. So if you have them all running, you're not going to make $40,000 a month. You're still only going to make $10,000 a month because remember, it's a divided production. So just be aware of that. So this production capability is about $10,000 a month, which is going to be great for you. And that's only going to have, if you look at it like this too, you're only going to have 6.7 pallets of fried onions to deal with. You have to put less than a pallet of olive oil in here, and 24,000 onions is fine. You're trying to get rid of the onions, basically. So this one's pretty worthwhile, I think. And if you look at the onion salt and onion soup, onion salt, you're only going to have 6,000 liters to worry about moving, and then onion soup, 12,000 liters to worry about moving, which should be 6 pallets. Each of those should be 6 pallets, because I believe it's 1,000 liters a pallet here, 2,000 liters a pallet here. And onion soup's going to be the most profitable thing you can do with your onions, giving you $12,800 a month in extra profit on top of what you would get for your onions. This is not how much money you're going to make. This is your profit. So this is what you're going to make instead of if you had sold the onions separately. You're going to make an additional $12,000. So if you had 24,000 onions you put in here, you would sell those 24,000 onions normally. What was my value? $545. Is that what onions are worth? Yeah, $545. So normally you would sell those for about $13,000, but you're now adding an extra $12,800 on top of that. So you're basically doubling your money on your onions if you put them through to make soup. These other ones, you're not quite doubling your money, but you are increasing pretty well on those. So yeah, just be aware of that. That's what we got going on. And I just want to confirm, are these all, that's a 1,000 liter pallet, 1,000 liter pallet for salt, and the soup is 2,000 liters. Okay, just as I suspected. So there you go. But that's what I got for you guys. Those are the onion production facilities that are available to you in the new Highlands Fishing Expansion. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.